You jackhole. Ah! Are you serious? That sucks. He just made me die, and I died too close to my bed. I lost everything. Oh, I hate him so much. I have no idea which way it was. Oh, I hate you so much. Storms, you there?
No.
I'm a little mad at you right now.
Okay.
I lost everything. So how are you?
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
What's the haps?
Yeah, so how are you? Hope everything's great. Hope there's not an emergency happening right now.
What's the haps?
Yeah.
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Fucking allergies are killing me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really... And Matt's been sick all week. He's got a fever right now, so that's why we've been missing from games.
Third day in a row with a fever.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I took him to the doctor. She's like, did you try fire?
Yeah. Did you try yelling at him? You know, straighten him out a little.
Tried yelling at him. Tried peeing on him.
I don't think this is the right way.
Spitting on him. I'm sorry.
I lost everything. I have no idea what direction. Because it's a survival server, so when I first got here, I found a place and I never died.
It's mine.
I thought he was feeling better today because he kept going around just quoting Roberto.
Where's Rare?
What's the matter, man?
Noticeably?
I'd say so.
He was acting better, but well, his fever was actually higher. That might have been why he was so funny.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost everything.
I'm sorry.
Oh, now some guy's shooting me because it's a PvP server. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, now I'm in the PvP area. How did this happen? What is this now? The guy that shot me is a pussy. He's like hiding in a tree or something. What a tool. Yeah. Hi, tool. You gonna hit me? Sucks.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Don't talk to Shannon right now. She's got mad.
I'm mad at
Ow.
you. Not
All right.
anyone else.
Okay, Rare, you talk to her. I can't talk to her.
Yeah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, how's it going?
Not bad. How's it going?
Don't
Okay.
ask that question.
Well, first, I was doing fine. And then Slurms called just as a zombie was attacking me. And it killed me. And if you die too close to your spawn point on this server, you go to the spawn point. Like if you die too close to your bed, like you don't get to res there.
Oh, playing Minecraft?
Yeah. And so now I lost everything. Like everything.
But isn't that just part of the fun? Because now you get to get it all back.
I was actually getting ready. I had just got enough stuff together. I was going to head out further and start a new base with all my new stuff that I just got. And I have to start all over.
But now you can go like Pioneer Man and like rough it out in the wilds.
Yeah, but I was
use
just
toilet
going to
paper.
do some fun stuff.
I don't know if not using toilet paper is considered fun.
That's roughing it, though.
It is. I've had to do it before.
What'd you use?
Yeah, what
These?
happened?
I was camping.
Oh,
Used a shirt.
ew.
I haven't had to go that far.
As a girl, you need your shirt.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Guys can just be like, it's too hot out.
My manly picks. Yeah. So, sorry. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
So what are you drinking tonight, Shannon?
Ooh, a Public farm. No, I have some vodka and soda water.
Really?
hmm
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Jason.
Allergy pills and Bud Light. Getting through this.
It's a very
Yeah.
Jason answer.
Yeah,
So
That's what you're known for.
that's my thing. This is what I do.
What are you currently suffering from? Like grass seed or?
Yeah, I have spring allergies. I get really bad every year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sucks.
So this
And-
can be.
And my doctor last year, she basically, I went there and I hadn't been to the doctor for years for allergies, and she's like, since almost everything is over the counter now, like the drug companies don't even really research advancements in allergy treatment anymore.
Yeah.
So she gave me like a prescription nasal spray. She's like, take this and just double or triple dose the over the counter stuff to get through it. So
Holy
she
crap.
gave me like 12 refills, and once I get through the spring allergies, I don't need it. So I was thinking yesterday, like, God, I'm getting really bad now. I wonder if I have that refill left. So I call my pharmacy, and they're like, "Oh, you have terrible timing. This prescription expired 2 days ago."
Ugh.
So I'm fucked until I get
I
back
love
into
how
the doctor.
like they made fun of you pretty much.
He did. He's
Like,
like, "Oh,
you
this is
have the worst time.
typical Jason."
You're like
They know you so good at the pharmacy.
no. You're like some kind of idiot, right?
You shouldn't play the lotto.
You're. Aw.
Is that what he said?
No.
Oh. I was about to say you should have drove over and punched him if
The
he said
smart ass Kroger pharmacist.
that. Yeah.
Take my business to CVS.
What was his name? John? God. Well, Rare is with us
Yeah.
tonight. Are you
What
drinking anything special?
I just have like water and half a Sunkist because there's nothing delicious to drink right now. I could get some juice, I guess, but
You mixing them together?
no, I don't need watered down Sunkist.
You could turn
to
that
add
half of a
bubbles.
Star Kiss into full Star.
Starkist.
Sunkist.
No, dude,
Whatever.
Starkist. It's the new
Oh,
flavor.
is it Starkist?
No,
Yeah,
it
you
is.
dumbass.
It is actually Sunkist.
Oh. I'm if you didn't hear, I am on 3 doses of Zyrtec and Bud Light.
Oh,
so
whatever. It
Welcome
doesn't-
to Multiplaying 106, episode
Yeah.
Spring Sadness.
Want me to
where
host this
everyone's
bad
in
boy?
depression.
I'll take the reins.
Do it.
No.
Well, I'm drinking a pina
Oh, you're
colada.
all bluster.
Okay, that's actually interesting. What kind of pina colada? Like, did
It's
it
like-
what? So, did your time of the month start today or like yesterday?
The hell does that mean?
I think
She's implying you're a woman.
Drink.
It's either this or a White Russian.
You should have just said you're drinking Amaretto Sour, and I'd be like, okay, cool. Slurms is drinking Star Wars again. No problem.
Nah, I almost had some straight Di Serono, but anyways,
I'm a little mad at you still.
I know you are. I can
I might-
read that.
I might lash out a couple more.
A few times more than normal. Yeah. So, how's Minecraft going, Shannon?
I found a public garden, so I killed a zombie with a carrot because that's all I have right now.
You killed a
What?
zombie with a carrot.
With a carrot, yeah. Now I have a poisonous potato. I'll smack him with that next time.
What kind of stuff did you have saved up?
I had diamonds. Like
Jesus.
a ton of iron. I had sheep underground all the way to bedrock with like grass growing and everything. Like it was
Subterranean
awesome.
sheep.
Dude, Steve,
Yeah.
all those sheep are gonna die now. We have no sources of food. No one to
no,
look after them.
They'll be all right.
I don't
but-
know.
The weakest
Yeah.
ones will die first.
So I was like set to like head out and then go far on the map. But hey, this is kind of good. Teaches me the dangers of doing stuff like that. I like starting over, which is why I was actually building up like to start, but
Yeah.
I had a goal. You know how it is. You get a goal
Oh, I know.
and then someone calls you when a zombie's attacking you and destroys that goal.
You wouldn't think you'd get phone calls in the zombie apocalypse, but it
But
happens.
you do. You do.
You just
It's
a great
multiplayer
cell service
show.
for that far out in the wilderness or that far underground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good service. Oh, there's an Enderman. God, blast it. Ah!
Don't look at him.
I know. What am I planning here? Is that potatoes? I don't even remember. Anyway, how are you guys?
I'm fine. Enjoying my feminine drink, apparently.
I'm just making. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I was just being.
It's
very-
delicious.
I don't
give
know
a
if you
shit.
could tell. I was just lashing out and being mean.
Mhm.
Could you tell?
Shannon, be nice to her.
So what have you been playing this week, Jason?
Not much. Dealing with a sick kid and freaking
sick
allergies.
kid.
Some Elder Scrolls, like
Yeah.
during the day. Yeah. Been too tired to play at night. Playing during the day. I leveled up got my scout dude up to I think 18, and I started leveling my healer just to have that in case we want to do the dungeon for what's Spindle something. It's the first
Spindle
dungeon.
clutch?
Yeah, he's 15, and I'm gonna kind of leave him there just to group up with other people when they might need a healer in the teens, and level from there.
Sweet.
I don't know what to go as my offhand in the healer, because I have a Templar and he's a two-hander, and then I got to 15, I unlocked swapping, and I almost went dual wield, but then I'm kind of, what's really the point if I guess I should have some sort of range, but I already got the bow on the on my archer dude.
You could
And
do shield.
That's what I was thinking, and then I could tank a little bit more when I needed to.
Sure.
That's probably what I'll do, because I don't want to go like destruction staff or anything. I'm going to start a mage character, and I want to kind of go that route with that. Just seems like a waste to do it on this one too. That's a good idea. I'll do that.
I actually really like the mechanics of the one-handed shield. Being able to do the shield bash to interrupt spells and such.
Yeah, I've looked at that a little bit because that is what I have on my archer, which I should have made him dual wield as the offside, but I really wanted to make him like my scout in DAOC. Yeah, I like that too, so I'll go with that.
Yeah, one of the abilities that you get, or what the one-handed shield is, I don't remember if it's called just defensive stance or reflective stance or what it is, but you can hit it, and then the next projectile that gets cast at you is reflected back to the caster.
Sweet. There's a lot of cool abilities.
And I love that, like, there's actually, like, you see the effect bounce off of you and then go back at them. That's one of the most satisfying things I've had in the game so far.
Sweet. They should do it like Diablo 3 where you can dual wield shields.
You could do that in Diablo 3?
Yeah, I think with the Crusader you can. And
No joke.
supposedly you can do quite a bit of damage with it.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do enjoy that style in Elder Scrolls, and yeah, I've been still trucking along with my Nightblade tank. So
What level are you up to?
17. I think I'm just shy of 18.
Okay. You done any significant amount of that PvP?
No, I did a little bit more the other night to test the guesting thing, because there was the issue that with the guild that we're in, we chose a campaign after I had already joined a campaign.
Yeah, me too.
And then when I did it, I kind of was doing it as just to see how the whole thing worked, and I was talking to Belgast, the guild leader, about it, and explaining what I was seeing to him. And when I initially did it, it kind of read like, oh, you can change every 24 hours. Because I didn't think anything past that. So then after the next day, or maybe 2 days later, when they picked a different campaign, I was like, okay, I'll just switch to that campaign. It says, well, you got to pay 1,500 alliance points to switch. I was like, oh, well, shit. It's like, I'll either have to play in this campaign until I get enough, or wait 90 days until the campaign's over. But they also had the option to guest, and I didn't know until the other night when I jumped on to test it out that you actually get all the alliance points that you would normally get. They just don't apply towards that campaign's leaderboard. So I can just totally guest on Wabajack, the one that the guild chose, and get all the points. And once I get enough points, I can just switch over to it officially, I guess, or just wait the 90 days and then officially switch for free.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
I don't know how much I know there's like armor and stuff that you can get with those points as well. So I was kind of wondering like how much that stuff cost, and if it's something that you kind of have to save for, I might not spend the money on the Switch.
Just wait.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun. I've been enjoying it.
Me too. I need to do more, but I feel like I should be leveling more before I go out there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like I went out there and I was going up against people like that were in their mid or late 20s, and also going up against people that were level 10, and it's hard. It was hard to tell if I was at a disadvantage or not against people that were much higher. Most of the time that I ran into anybody else, they were in a group of other people.
Yeah, I haven't done any real one-on-one battles, but I was in a small group that ran into another small group, and I took down a level 30-ish something and felt like I did a good job. But the part that I'm worried is just the utility and the options that you're going to have.
Sure, yeah.
Going out there with more abilities.
I almost had a full one-on-one fight, and it was a guy that was only like one level below me, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll get to see how this goes. Got him we were both like, he must have been a tank as well, because it seemed like we were throwing similar abilities at each other. The fight was going on for a long enough time that I was actually very happy with the way that the game was designed in that regard. And then we were about halfway down in health, and then like three other guys from the whatever other side it was a Ebonheart Pact showed up, and then just
just took them all.
Yeah, I just took them all.
Just use your ultimate.
Yeah, I just threw
that's
my
why
weapons down.
you gotta use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What ultimate do you have, and do you think that it actually feels like an ultimate? Because mine sure as hell doesn't.
On my Templar, I have, because I'm spec'd into the healing line, I have a channeled heal, which I am not happy with as I kind of solo, because it doesn't really mean any good because I have to channel it. I grabbed it because I'm hoping to group and go that route.
Mm-hmm.
The other dude, the roguey guy, I think it's a siphoning ultimate.
Okay.
So I think it just throws out an AoE kind of damage, and I think snare.
Yep.
I like that one. I looked at out of all of them I looked at, that one looked the most appealing to me. So I feel powerful when I use it. I use that no shit moments, and it usually helps.
Cool.
What about you?
I think I got the same ability, but because I'm playing it more like a tank, it doesn't seem to go with what I'm doing. So I have an ability, like an ultimate, I think, from the heavy armor line that will like really beef up my health and stuff for a period of time. I'm thinking I might go with that instead.
Yeah, because I think that helps me, because it helps me put some distance between me and the targets,
Sure.
And that's not going to do you any good.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Shannon.
You want on those dudes.
I want on them, all over them. You've still been reading everything in the game?
The other day I didn't.
No?
But I was just kind of in a rush. Well, I tried to hop on, but then sick kid guilt got to me, and went upstairs and hung out with him. So that's been me. Because Jason's been at home like taking care of him all day and stuff, and then I get home from work. It's like I can't just go play, so I end up just laying in bed and hanging out with him while he watches TV. So I haven't played much at all this week.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
You finally get some game time in, and then some asshole screws it up for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry I don't have much to contribute this week for that. Yeah.
But we do have a special guest. So Rare,
Yeah.
what have you been playing, dude? And what the hell is up? What's going on in Rare Land?
A load of stuff to talk about.
Oh
All
God.
kinds of stuff. So
Shoot your load.
I will. So personal life did a complete 180, but I'm suddenly employed again, which is nice. Less time for gaming, but I'm not broke. So yeah, there's that. Gaming wise though, I have a ton of stuff to talk about, which is great. So I picked up, I guess you could call it a job, as a caster for League of Legends at a game store kind of close to Indianapolis.
Oh yeah.
and it doesn't technically pay yet, but it's like really fun. And I go on Tuesdays through Thursdays and pretty much just stream League as a caster in a studio. So it's certainly different, and I feel like it's a lot more fun than just playing the game. So there's that. It's kind of cool. We had a big tournament last weekend where I casted for 14 hours straight and almost lost my voice twice. So that was enjoyable and really long and sometimes confusing. But my brother took first place and came home with a decent prize pool and a Triumphant Rise skin.
So it was rigged.
Sure. I mean, the reality of the situation is he's both a caster and a player, and his team just happened to go completely undefeated through the whole tournament. So
cool.
They kind of swept it, which is pretty cool.
So you've still been playing a lot of League?
Not like a ton, but pretty consistently. I just hit Gold 3 for the second time a couple days ago. The highest I've ever been is Gold 1. I probably could have gotten Platinum, but Pokemon came out back then. So I just kind of stopped playing and stopped at Gold 1. So there you go.
I mean, that's the rank tiers?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then, let's see. So that's League of Legends in a nutshell. There's all kinds of like small changes in the game, but for essentially, if you don't play League of Legends, nothing has really changed of great importance except for Earth mode. You guys know what that is?
No, what's that?
Okay, so on April 1st, Riot released a game mode called Earth mode, and the joke there being Earth was a champion released previous April 1st that never actually came to be. He was like this manatee who had like a spatula and a Gatling gun, but it never actually happened. So they released a mode called Ultra Rapid Fire, codename Earth, and how it works is basically no champions have mana. Your cooldowns are reduced by 80%. Everyone has an attack steroid and a movement steroid, and it's just broken as shit. And the whole point is it's supposed to be broken as shit, and this was from April 1st for the whole week. So every champion is incredibly overpowered and broken, and it's a normal 5v5 game, but it's absolutely hysterical, and even if you lose, you can't help but have a good time, because you're just mashing buttons and laughing at like how Hecarim, for example, goes at like 800 move speed and can't die because he just keeps stealing people's lives, or how Karthus will ult every 30 seconds. So that's like the global ult that damages everyone. So you basically just get trolled like crazy by every single champion in the game. And it was absolutely hysterical. And there was so much love for the game mode that people actually petitioned Riot saying, please don't get rid of this. This is the greatest stress reliever from ranked ever. Because if you have a really crappy game, you just go play Earth, then you keep laughing because you have Nidalee Spears on like a 2-second cooldown, and that's hysterical if you play League. So it was great. It was absolutely awesome. So I'm kind of sad that I think it's gone now. I haven't logged back in since, so I'm a little sad.
I have a question about League.
Shoot.
Do you ever think it's going to catch on?
Yeah, it's pretty out there right now. It's pretty niche. I
mean, the people who play it, small majority, but they seem to enjoy it.
It's a cult following. I mean, for some reason, people just think it's fun, and there's
if it got too big, it wouldn't be pure.
Yeah, I mean, people like going to start playing for money, and there'll be like people who like talk about it as a job.
Like if you want to play a mainstream, go play that Heroes of New Earth.
Man,
Heroes of New Earth. That's the one all the kids are playing.
That's the new thing these days. And there's that Heroes of the Storm that Blizzard's talking about.
I'm interested in that.
That actually does look pretty interesting. I saw some of the skins for the champions, and if you've ever played StarCraft, Tassadar has a Mecha Tassadar where he's like in a giant robot suit as a Protoss, and it's probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. So kudos to Blizzard for having amazing skins when it comes to that, at least.
They're gonna have mounts in that game.
Sorry, what?
They're gonna have mounts in that game too.
Yeah, they have a horse, rainbow unicorn, mechanical wolf, the horde wolf, and then like Diablo has a Murloc skin as Diablo, which is hysterical. And there's just all kinds of really silly, different combinations of that. I haven't played it, but I know Grimnir, for example, if you follow him on Twitter, he's at PAX right now, and he was talking to me about it, and he says it actually looks really fun. So here's hoping it's good. I don't know too much about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it's more of a... Because like me and Jason, at least, really like Awesome Knots. And at least for me, I like Awesome Knots because it is more of a... It's an easier pick-up-to-play MOBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings one was kind of the same.
Yeah.
Not the same as Awesome Nuts, but it was much simpler.
Yep.
I think the nice part about this is with like a smaller champion pool, I think it's like maybe 15 or so. If you start at the beginning, it'll probably be a lot easier to pick up. Whereas if you just played League for the first time tomorrow, there's over 100 champions, and that's really hard to pick up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Dota 2 has, I mean, close to that, right?
It's got a pretty large number, at least over 50, I think.
Yeah.
Not playing enough Dota, unfortunately. Like Dota 2 to me is a completely foreign object. Like I'm terrible at Dota 2. The concept of going through trees and like having the jungle be like really spread out and stuff is just weird to me. So it doesn't even feel like home.
Yeah, I'm bad at all of them. So I think I'm halfway decent at Awesome Knots, but yeah,
I mean, hey, whatever game lets you enjoy yourself, right? Whatever
Sure.
game's fun. That's all that matters. So if Awesome Knots is your jam, then so be it. That's great.
That's right.
You know what's nobody's jam? Infinite Crisis. Just saying.
I was gonna say Space Jam 2, but that one's pretty good also.
Yeah.
Have you
No.
tried Infinite Crisis?
I have. And I didn't care for it at all.
Was it pretty bad?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
I mean, I read about it and I watched some videos and I was just kind of like, yeah, okay, it just looks like a new MOBA for DC, and I just kind of passed on it. I never even really bothered to get into it.
The graphics are garbage.
Yeah,
Are they really bad?
Yeah, they're really bad.
That's kind of weird for a DC game. You'd think that'd be the one thing they'd have really polished down is like good particle effects and like cool looking characters and whatnot. But
It's like DC doing anything right these days? I mean,
That's a
DCUO's
really good
okay,
question.
but
I know movie-wise, Batman versus Superman, Marvel was like, oh, by the way, Captain America 3 is going to come out that weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same day.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm pretty sure Batman vs Superman will eventually find a new release date.
I would not be surprised at that. That's kind of the current speculation going around.
wonder
But-
what excuse they'll come up with for the move.
Yeah, they'll think of something. But speaking of release date, we're going to segue. There's two really big things that actually just came out today that's really actually quite exciting. So I know you guys at least partially play Hearthstone. Have you seen what was just released today?
I saw a banner for it, but I did not look into it. It's like a PvE
Yeah,
focused
yeah.
expansion.
It's the Curse of Naxxramas. So if you've ever played World of Warcraft, way back in Vanilla and then in Wrath of the Lich King, it's basically this flying fortress of undeath that Kel'Thuzad was in. So it was a big deal in Vanilla, and it was kind of a big deal in Wrath of the Lich King. But the whole theme is cards that deal with death rattles, which is like when your card dies, certain effect happens. And it's a PvE experience. So like Naxxramas in the game, there are 4 wings, and you'll go through each boss wing throughout each week. So like over the course of 5 weeks, it'll slowly unlock itself, and you'll play against a computer, and it's all new heroes, a lot of new cards. And like here's an example. Let's see. So in the Plague Quarter, there's this boss who's like the Unclean, and his ability is he deals 2 damage to the leftmost handed minion, and he has a card where both players draw cards and gain a mana crystal. Like it's just really completely different. I guess you could say like a different meta or a different outlook on the game. Whereas right now, obviously, it's just normal heroes. This will be your first PvE experience, and you'll unlock new cards, and they're all like Death Rattle focused. And one that's really interesting is Baron Rivendare, and his ability is all of your minions that have Death Rattles happen twice. So like Leper Gnome would do 4 damage instead of 2, and Sylvanas would take 2 minions instead of 1. Or if you have a Cairn Bloodhoof that dies, you'd get 2 Bane Bloodhoofs, for example. Yeah, like really crazy stuff that could happen as a result of this Death Rattle. So I thought that was really interesting. He's a 4-mana card that has 1 attack and 7 health. So he himself is not very powerful, but as a combo play, I feel like that's going to really possibly shake up the game. So I think that's really interesting. And on Blizzard's website, they have all of those different cards and whatnot. And then apparently you'll unlock these new cards, and all the classes will have new cards, and you can get Naxxramas either just by spending in-game gold or real-life money. So that's kind of how Hearthstone, I think, is going to try and make money. They'll unlock these like raid content where you can either pay real life right away or just get gold like normal and then unlock the content as you go. So I think from now on, I'm probably going to start saving my gold rather than doing as many arena runs as I've been doing.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to play this.
That and Shannon, did I see that it's coming out on iPad in like 2 weeks or something like that?
I think it's already out.
Yeah, it's out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's out in some of the stores. It's out in the Canadian stores. So Destructoid had an article about how to switch your region to Canada in about a minute.
Nice.
You don't have to put any billing in or anything like that. I did that and downloaded it on both of our iPads and switched
Good old
back. So
Canada. Have you played it at all? Like, does it flow well?
it runs great.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it runs off Blizzard servers, so it doesn't matter where you download it from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably I'm gonna guess that's gonna be the majority of the way I play it now, going forward.
It does seem like a very iPad-y game to where
Yeah.
that would just work nicely.
Yep, and it pulls up your Blizzard friend list and all that. Works
Sweet.
great. Yeah.
Oh, did you get Faster Than Light, the Advanced Edition on iPad?
I did. I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet.
Okay, it's really good. I was actually going to talk about that next. So if you haven't played Faster Than Light, it's a spaceship roguelike game where essentially you go through a bunch of procedurally generated content that is different every time you play it, and you can have a different ship every time you play it. And this free expansion just came out that introduces like spare batteries, mind control. You can shoot while you're cloaked. There's a new playable race that is anaerobic, so they suck up oxygen, so they don't play nice with others, which is kind of hilarious. And there's tons of crazy things you can do with that race as a result. There's like a stealth cruiser. It's really awesome, and it was completely free, and I didn't even know they were working on an expansion, so that was a delightful surprise for me. It's really fun. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I think mine automatically updated via Steam the other day, so I'm going to have to fire that thing up. I got to a point with that game that I really, really enjoyed it, but then felt like I wasn't having any forward progress in it, and I never even beat it like for one time. So
really?
I didn't feel like I was getting good enough at it to actually complete a game. So I was just like, I'm kind of done with this. So
there's a lot of
learn how to play better.
I should, but
I mean, it's just learning.
Got to read a lot of books, tomes.
You don't have to read that much. You got it. Believe in yourself. Heart of the cards. Back to Hearthstone. But I mean, I feel like once you play a couple rounds, you kind of pick up on what combinations work well for each ship, and then it's almost half luck and half skill. Like sometimes you can get a free weapon that's like super broken, like the new Gatling laser that fires faster the longer your battle goes, which is insane. And then sometimes you just talk to a guy and he kills off 2 of your crew and you get screwed. So
I mean, I was able to get to the end ship with no problem, but then that thing always just tore me apart.
The final boss is a real bitch and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie. It is difficult. And because there's 3 different phases of it, every time you beat it, the fight completely
There's 3
changes.
different phases?
Yeah, you beat it once, and then you have to beat it a second time, you have to beat it a third time, and every single time you fight it, it's a completely different battle.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, like the first time you fight it, it has all of its crew and all of its weapon systems, so you have to pay attention to where you have to kill one weapon, and I think for the first battle you have to do a specific amount of damage, or you just kill off all the crew. And if you're smart, you kill off the weapon system that you have like the least counter against. So like, let's say you don't have a cloak, you might want to get rid of like the debris shooter or a laser that like fries through your shields. And then you can try and just kill off all the crew, which in the original game was questionable because if you killed off all the crew, then it would just spawn a bunch of AI drones and then those would all take over and it was even harder. And then in the second version of the fight, it's all drone-based combat. So it goes like in a huge volley of damage, and then it stops. So that's how it's balanced. You can like try and cloak through it, or just time it really well to where you like get off a volley and then try and dodge a whole bunch of shots. It's difficult, but once you beat it, when you beat that game for the first time, it is a really rewarding experience, and it feels really good. So.
No, you're not gonna feel that, Steve.
No, you can do it.
It's not for him. It's not for him.
I believe in him. I think he could do it.
You're not gonna.
So harsh. So I got 2 more games to talk about.
But
and
wait.
then I'll pass it if you want.
But wait.
But what?
I gotta bring up, because before I forget, because I know I'll forget.
Shoot.
Jason, did you see the latest video for Dive Kicks Edition?
Oh, God, yeah, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's not out yet, is it?
No, I don't believe so. I think they said that's playable at PAX this week, but it's not out yet. Fucking Johnny Gat.
Yeah, it's his voice too, right?
Yes, it is. Sounded just
Is
like
it really?
It's what's his name? Daniel Kim, whatever the actor.
him.
On Lost.
Yeah,
All
playable
that.
character.
Fuck yeah, Johnny Gap.
I cracked up when the special move with the car coming into the screen popped up. I laughed at that.
Yeah.
And when he yelled, "Karate!"
Johnny Gat's a great character.
He is. A guy I know at work is a big fan of Saints Row, and I told him I had previously talked about Dive Kick to him, and I was like, hey, remember that Dive Kick game I was talking about? Good. And I informed him that Johnny Cat was going to be a playable character in the expansion, and he about wet himself, I think. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what else you got, Rare?
All right. Got two more things. So, do you remember way back when I first started playing Dust Force, how on Multiplaying I did an interview with the guy who made the music for the game?
Yes.
So, Hitbox Team is making a new game called Spire, and they've been doing Twitch streams of them like actively working on the code and just hanging out with people in chat. So I randomly went in. I was like, "Oh, hey, hi. You know, you probably don't remember me, but we did an interview with you guys a long time ago on Multiplaying, and like the entire crew totally knew who I was."
Really?
Which was awesome.
That's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool. I was like, oh my god, you guys actually remembered me? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, we remember your articles. Like, that's so cool. So they're working on a game called Spire right now. And Terrence Lee, or Lifeformed, the guy who made the music for Dust Force, just 2 days ago released a new album. And he also did the music for the Double Fine documentary about, like, you know, their whole Kickstarter process and working on Broken Age and stuff. Yeah, he did the music for that too. So I just bought his new album for like $7, and it's totally kick-ass. If you like, you know, like 8-bit music or like kind of retro video game music, it's really good. So highly recommend looking him up on, I think he's on Bandcamp is where it's at. But yeah, they totally remembered us, and I was really kind of shocked and also just really excited that they knew who I was. So I hung out with them while they worked on Spire, and that looks like a cool game. But it's not going to be out for a while. Yeah, it was so cool.
I've been playing Dust Force on Vita lately.
Oh, man. Really? I still haven't got that. I bet you that's great on there.
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't even know it was out on that. That's awesome, actually. I bet that plays a lot better than the PC version, probably, just because the control scheme.
Yeah, the PC one you could plug a controller into. Eventually, I don't think it was patched in initially. I think it is. It definitely is now.
I gotta go back to that game. I'm on like the last 6 levels, and they're just like bloody impossible, and I always get really frustrated because it's just so difficult to pull off a perfect chain in that game.
That game really gives me the vibe of like Mirror's Edge. Just once you get moving and get that combo going, it feels great.
Yeah, like if you can pull it off, you get a real rush of like, oh my god, I just freaking did that. Like it was only a minute long, but you felt super accomplished that you pulled it off after like 57 tries, which is great. But those 56 tries beforehand kind of suck. Maybe it's just me, but I get frustrated with that game sometimes. Yeah. So,
you've been playing anything else on the Vita, Jason?
That's a good question.
I bought, because I had some credit, the Lufhausers, however you say it.
Luftrausers?
I haven't messed with it yet. But no, that's about it. I've been playing Spelunky.
Yeah.
Keep going back to that.
I am really addicted to Luftrausers.
Is it really good? Because I played it once real quick, and the control seemed really wonky, and I put it down and said, okay, I need to spend some time with this to wrap my head around it.
It's once you get used to it, I mean, it makes sense for that plane that you get initially, and then you unlock other parts, and you can kind of customize the plane to fly in different ways, and you get different types of weapons and propulsion, so you can kind of really play around with it. I'm actually at the point now where I hit random. I have all the weapons and body parts unlocked, so I just hit random and I let it just give me random things. I am severely stuck. There's a part later in the game where after you get, I don't know how it's really unlocked. I don't know if it's point based or what, but eventually a blimp shows up and it's like this just air fortress that I have not been able to beat. I got really close one time, I think, because I saw the thing smoking, but I was not able to take it down. That's kind of like my goal in the game, is to take that thing down. And I'm sure there's probably even worse stuff after that, but I gotta beat that thing, and I play it basically every day at lunch trying to get past that thing.
Man, you're just not good at games.
I'm not. I'm showing my age.
Well, pack it up.
I still remember on your birthday watching that Dark Souls stream, and you had what was that boss? The big fat executioner.
Oh fuck, Ornstein and Smo.
Yeah, and you had him like one hit off, and it was me and Rock. We were like, oh no, he died.
One fucking hit away. Yeah, that was a fun birthday though. I played Dark Souls like all damn day.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it was good.
Two's coming soon.
Yep, I already got it pre-ordered. Well, it's already been out, but yeah, on the PC.
Right, that's what I meant.
Right, because when does it come out on PC? Pretty soon, right?
25th, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I still have Dark Souls, haven't even played it, and I have Demon Souls on the PS3, and I'm barely even into that. So one of these days, I'll catch up on that.
They're almost different. I mean, they play like mechanically similar, but they are almost different beasts in like how the world is and how you actually progress through it.
I would completely agree.
Demon Souls, you have that hub in between all the worlds, and
right.
Dark Souls is one giant world, but you can kind of break at the bonfires. So
from what Dean told me, he felt like Demon Souls was harder than Dark Souls, but
it
I
kind of is.
To that one way or another. Is it?
Yeah. Dark Souls definitely has its moments. Like Ornstein and Smo is one of the. Like, there's different stages that you go through. Like, when a lot of people say, well, okay, when you get to the Capra Demon, that's the first hardest boss. But then, like, you progress later, and you could say that, like, Ornstein and Smo, if you beat Ornstein and Smo, then the Capra Demon looks like nothing by comparison. It's
right.
Just, it progresses in that way that there are those moments every so often that you beat a boss, and it makes other things seem so simple. Like, why was this a hard
triumph? So that feels good.
Right. Like in this playthrough I did when I was playing on my birthday, like the first time I ever played fighting Quelaag, it took me forever to beat her. I finally had to co-op to beat her. This time I went in solo, and I think I killed her my first time. It was
nice.
It was such a vast difference, and part of it was because of the weapons I was using, and I was putting my points in a little bit better place. So, yeah. But I finally did get past Ornstein and Smo later that day. I ended up co-oping and getting some help, but
okay, you got it done. That's all that matters.
I got it done.
Now you can farm up and get ready for the next hurdle,
which is probably Dark Souls 2. Because I don't know if I'm going to end up.
Are you just going to stop playing and move on?
I did stop. I haven't been playing it. I'll probably go back eventually, but I do want to check out Dark Souls 2 when it gets here.
Right on.
So, but yeah, what else you got?
I just had one last thing, and it also kind of tied into Double Fine. Just last night, I think, this guy is making an episodic adventure game, just like how Broken Age came out, and then I think there's a whole bunch of new ones. It's kind of like a revamp of that old genre, like Grim Fandango and whatnot. And it's called Last Life. And you're like this, film noir, beat-em-up PI, and at the very beginning of the game, kind of like in Watchmen, you get shoved out of a building, and like you just crumble onto this concrete and die like out of a skyscraper, and you're on Mars, and the whole plot line is for whatever reason this civilization has a day where they bring the dead back for like 4 hours so they can like party and whatnot, and this guy's like, screw that, I'm gonna go find the guy who killed me and kick his ass. So it's a episodic film noir on Mars about a guy who's dead and comes back to life, and he's a detective who's down on his luck and drinks a lot, and the graphics kind of are like a pixelated Grim Fandango, like very intentionally low polygon count, but like really nice shading. Yeah. So it looks nice, but it also looks very retro. And this guy was making it, and then all of a sudden Double Fine gets a hold of it, and they just look at it like, this is like great, like you should make a Kickstarter and you should totally tell people about this game. So now Tim Schafer and his whole crew are backing the game from like an advising and like distribution standpoint. They're not actually helping develop. They just want to like nurture the game because they thought like, this is so good, you deserve to really like be on a really grand stage to make this game happen. So he's currently trying to get, I think, like $75,000 for the first episode of the game, but It just looked really cool. So Last Life, if you want to look that up.
That's really fantastic. Grim Fandango is probably one of my favorite adventure games. So
I've never had the chance to play it, just because unfortunately it was before my time, but I know it's great, and I've heard great things. So hopefully this can live up to that in like a revamped kind of sense. I don't want to like overhype it, because obviously it's not out by any means. It's still being developed, but just from what I read and what I looked at, it just looked really appealing to me, and I've never played kind of point and click adventure game before, so that would be my first one in the series.
I'm ashamed to say I've never played Grim Fandango either.
No, it's understandable. I actually played it kind of late.
Yeah, I think it was kind of just at that point I wasn't playing adventure games anymore.
I think it came out. God, what? I have to do a search. What year did that freaking game come out?
It came out after. I mean, the last adventure games I remember playing were Full Throttle and The Dig. I don't remember which one came out first, but it had to be after that.
No, that makes sense. It came out in 1998, and a year after that is when I was playing. I started
I was banging chicks then.
I graduated high school in '98, and the year after is when I was working at Electronics Boutique. And I had still not been a PC gamer, and it was like basically in 99, 2000 time. I think it was about in 2000 when I started getting into PC games, because everybody I worked with there were huge PC gamers, still are huge PC gamers. And that was one, like when I had started working there, that was on the shelf, people knew and loved. And when I started getting into it, I had this whole, like from like 2000 to like 2002, I had this like Nirvana age of just going back through and playing all the stuff that I had never had the opportunity to play before. And like the Monkey Island games and Grim Fandango were some of them.
Yeah, I played. Maybe Monkey Island was the last adventure game I played like in that era.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you finish Broken Age?
You know what? I never did. I have not beaten it. I need to, because I think I am actually very close to the end of that episode. I just need to go in and finish it up.
So have you enjoyed it though? Is it
I
good?
do. Yeah, it's actually really, really good. I don't know, and I don't know if it's because I know there's more that in the back of my mind it's kind of keeping me away from going in, and I'm just kind of waiting until the next stuff comes out. Kind of like the same, like Game of Thrones. I started watching Game of Thrones again to get caught up.
Yeah.
Because I think the same thing happened. Like, okay, I knew I was almost to the end of that season, so I just kind of stopped and I waited until the next season started up again.
That way you can just binge watch it?
Kinda, yeah, just like be current with it. And
right.
Yeah. I don't know. Because like most of the excitement around that show was just happening around like the beginning of the season anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But I am caught up now.
Right on. I'll have to pick that game up eventually. I've heard really good things. That and
Broken Age?
Yeah, that and Wolf Among Us, I think. Like the third chapter
I'm playing that right now. Yeah.
Is it good?
It's really good. I like it a lot.
Are you on the newest chapter, or
No, I'm on chapter 2, I think.
But it is good though. You've enjoyed it?
Yeah, I like it. I'd never read any of the Fables comics, and this kind of has me interested in going and reading those, especially knowing that that's going to be like ending for real soon.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
I've heard good things about those comics too.
I'm kind of glad to hear like all these games that are a much more older genre of like point and click or just like really story based are suddenly making a comeback. Do you feel like that was like a Double Fine thing, or like maybe like The Walking Dead?
Telltale, I think.
You think it was Telltale with their games?
I think I think it kept building and building from Sam and Max, and then Back to the Future got a lot of people interested in it, and then Jurassic Park sucked, but yeah, Walking Dead, definitely. I mean, that was like Game of the Year on a lot of different major websites.
Yeah, a lot of people really liked it for what it was. I actually, that's really bad of me. I have the first episode of Walking Dead, and I also have Back to the Future on my PS3, and I've barely touched either of those.
I have no interest to play The Walking Dead.
I played it on PS3 and then bought it on Vita, and I was replaying episodes, and I'm kind of the same way. I like Wolf Among Us a lot more. Do
you feel like it's more engaging, or is the story just not as good?
The story's okay in Walking Dead. The story's really good in Wolf Among Us. I don't know. It's not as dreary.
That's why I have no interest in playing The Walking Dead, because it just looks like a punch in the gut.
Like
And
playing
we-
Heavy Rain.
Sure.
No, it's different. Heavy Rain was amazing.
I never played that either. So.
But in an adventure game, and you're clicking around and moving, you feel like you're such a part of that environment that I don't want to spend that much time in The Walking Dead's world. I don't mind
can see
watching the
that.
show and all that, but yeah, I'm done with it as soon as the episode's over. I don't have to interact with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that depressing shit.
I was gonna say, it's
Road
such like a
rash.
melancholy ending.
What's that, Jason?
Want a road rash point and click game?
Wait, oh my god. You guys haven't been playing Broforce.
No, I've seen it. That looks good.
Jason, please tell me you know what Broforce is.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is though.
Okay, like every 80s action movie hero ever in existence is all in this like really low pixel action 80s shoot 'em up, beat 'em up game with like America and, you know, men's muscles and guns and female cleavage and explosions and no plot whatsoever other than just kill people because kill people. And it's got like Blade and Schwarzenegger and Rambo and MacGyver and Chuck Norris, literally all your 80s heroes in this one game on Steam. And it's 2-player and you can like blow each other up and it's a contest of who's the manliest man and who survives to the end. And it's insanity. You would love this game. I can't believe I just now thought about it.
Fun to play.
It looked fun to play. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched like Game Grumps play it and a couple other playthroughs and they were having a blast.
Because I've been burned on Mad Hazard. I wanted that game to be so good. I'll have to check it
Yeah.
out. I just added it to my wish list. I'll have to check it out.
I
It
think
looks
you'd
really
probably
good.
enjoy it. You and Steve should play it together with all your 80s heroes.
Is it co-op?
Yeah.
That looks
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Much brighter note to move on.
There you go. Well, I think that's actually going to be it for the show. That's all I had. Did you have anything else, Jason or Ray or Shannon?
Shannon?
No, I'm good.
You live?
Shannon?
Crushing it.
How are the potatoes?
It's a survival PvP server, so I haven't been able to get out of spawn yet. It's prime time, so it's a little rough.
Get a little camped in there?
A little bit.
You should just say they're all 12.
Huh?
You should just say they're all 12.
Just, I don't know, that doesn't make it any better.
We're
I'll get
very
my
tired
stuff
this
back.
week.
Yeah.
Sick kid and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
April showers.
Anyway.
It's allergies. No, I'm not peeing on her.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Don't discount it. Not yet.
on
Best
I wonder if there's a
ending
porn
ever.
star named April Showers.
If there's not,
There is now.
there needs to be.
I'm sure there is.
I really don't think there needs to
It's
be.
really niche
Well,
porn star.
hey, wait. Yeah, maybe there does need to be. Maybe. All right. Well, we'll call it a night. And
Good
tune
night.
in next week with our special guest, April Showers.
Ew.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die.
Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
All right. Well, I have to go find out what my wife's upset about. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah,
coming.
that's
Claire.
awesome.
It was fun. I missed it, so
We'll
glad
have
to be
you on
back.
again.
Sweet.
I'm sorry I was so quiet.
That's
Okay.
okay. I'm sorry I talked so much. I kind of
No, it was
talked like
that's
a jillion.
people always apologize and it's
Yeah,
like
stop.
we have a guest on because we want you to talk.
I
Like
know. Oh my God, Scary's voice. He has a great audio, radio, podcast voice.
He's got a set of pipes.
Dude, his voice is swagging. I gave him kudos on Twitter. I was jealous.
I'm jealous of anybody who doesn't sound like Ray Romano. My brother's tall. Deborah.
Oh, Deborah. I said Brenda. Shit. Deborah. Oh, God. Want a real crisp. I can't do it.
I like some real crisp. You can go ahead and leave those on there.
I was saying do it in Ray Romano's voice.
Leave those on there.
April showers.